There is no only one culture that define you. Really, at this moment, I realized that okay, I'm not only French. I'm
Yes.
also Angolan, so I can be whatever I want. Like it's up to me to define myself. It's very important to set your ambition to develop them with your manager. Communication is key. So when you have your one, is the moment to express them. You know, you have to balance because the world of work, it's not easy. So kind of exhausting. But one thing is when I was doing the house dancing classes, every time I enter to the class, I will be exhausting, you know. But after the class, your brain is filled with joy, with happiness.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to BsquaredC podcast. My name is Nancy, and I am your host and favorite black belt and puppet sister. BsquaredC is a platform that is amplifying the stories of black women in the world. Women who are deep in the trenches of their careers, making bold moves to take up space in the world and figuring it out, just like the rest of us. So tune in every month for a brand new episode. And if you have not already, go ahead and like and subscribe to BsquaredC podcast, wherever you're listening to. Now, let's get to this month's episode. All right, Miss Gisela, hi.
Hello, Nancy.
How are you?
I'm great. Happy to be here with you.
Well, welcome to BsquaredC. So we met because we happened to sit next to each other at a conference.
Exactly. It's coincidence, right?
And were you there by yourself?
Yeah, I was by myself alone.
Yeah, that's
New, kind of new.
You know,
City.
it's yeah. I mean, I think it is one of those things that sometimes you just have to like show up to places and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
exactly. It was like surprising event.
Is it? Oh, so it's called Black Girls Tech Summit in Berlin, and we both flew from the cities we live in. You came from Lisbon.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I flew from Lisbon, take 2 nights hostel, and go directly to the event. And yeah, it was quite rewarding. Met a lot of new black women, very inspiring. So yeah, I didn't regret. It was really a good decision that I made.
Me too. I am floored by the organization of that conference as a whole. But thank you for saying yes to the podcast.
Yeah, sure. It was kind of very surprising. I didn't expect that.
Really?
From you. Yeah, we got a good connection though. I really enjoy our talks, you know. But yeah, when I received your message, I was like, okay, what is this about? You know, I never did any podcast, but I'm glad I'm just here.
That's amazing. This is good. So let's get into your story. So first off, this past week, what was the highlight of your week?
The week? Can I say the year?
Okay. Tell us what was the highlight of your year.
My year quite challenging, changing. Like there are a lot of things going on. I became a landlady.
Okay, landlady.
A new adventure. That's like alone, being a girl, being a black girl. It was really challenging. But at the end, really also rewarding because I had my own space and I feel like I'm blessed. And I really like try to recommend everyone to go to this adventure because at the end, you kind of have your own space and it's really rewarding. You can have your moments, you know, and intimacy and really build yourself in that space. And the other thing is I'm changing career, so kind of try to work in the world of tech, and more precisely like a product design. So I'm kind of learning a lot, networking. That's why I will and yeah, a lot of new Gisela is coming, you know, in 2026. So yeah, I'm exciting for this new chapter of my in my life.
Girl, okay. First of all, congratulations on becoming a
Thank you.
landlady. I actually went on a similar exploration journey this year. And like you, some of my thoughts beforehand, even before I explored, was like, the housing market is hard enough as it is. And being single, being a single income household, I was terrified of being in a fight with like double income people, and
Mhm.
also definitely being a person of color as well. So
Exactly.
it's I am
You
so
never
happy that you actually conquered the housing market.
exactly. It's a fighting
Mhm,
a crooked
mhm,
thing that
mhm.
you are never aware of. You cannot imagine until you get to that point
You get into it.
where, okay, I didn't thought that it was that stuff. Even for like you have your friends around you, you
Mhm,
have a
mhm.
counselor that really advise you. But the thing is, there is still discriminations.
Uh-huh.
Is the
Uh-huh.
word right?
Mhm.
And difficulties also because you are alone, because you are like a profile didn't fit to
Yes.
some of the bank. So yeah, but you still have to go through it to really believe in yourself and believe on your project. So
Wow. Wow. Okay, new Gisela. And we will talk about your career change, but let's go back to the beginning of it all. Gisela, what did you want to be growing up?
growing up, as far as I remember, I wanted to be a flight attendant.
Okay.
Yes, flight attendant. So I wanted to, yeah, meet people, travel the world, and yeah.
Very nice. And where did that dream come from? Did you know someone in your life who was a flight attendant, or where did it come from? Do you know?
Not really. I think deeply, I just wanted to discover other culture,
Okay.
and the more I understand my life,
Mm-hmm.
growing up, woman, understand also is was because I needed to discover my own culture.
Okay.
So it came to at age of 10, 12,
Mm-hmm.
to I wanted to explore and yeah, discover other cultures. So and then when you are in the high school, like there is the teacher who asks you what you want to become, and
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
there's some books that you have to get some inspiration, and
Mm-hmm.
I found this about flight attendant,
Uh-huh.
and
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of yeah inspired me to travel the world and discover this other culture,
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
people.
Okay. Interesting. So let's talk a bit about your upbringing because you wanted to discover other cultures. Can you share a little bit of where the core of that was coming from for you?
I think it's because so I came to France,
Mm-hmm.
my brothers. So I was born in Angola.
Huh? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I came to France at 8 of 10. My parents bring us to France
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
in a culture that we didn't know about.
Okay.
And we get welcomed by foster family.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, when you arrive in a new country that you didn't know about anything, the only thing that you want is integrate yourself. Also, kind of somehow you lost your own culture and you try to learn this new culture. Is for me was a French one, which I love,
Mm-hmm.
but I lost mine,
Okay.
the Andean culture,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt that lack of
Mm-hmm.
the not knowing my own culture where I belong to, because yeah, is part of your identity.
Yes.
You cannot build yourself, you cannot build your future if you don't know your past. So
Where
it's
you're
one
coming
thing
from.
exactly when I really learn, I really understand as I was growing up and
Mm-hmm.
coming
Yeah, that you wanted to discover more of yourself. So this is so fascinating because wanting to be a flight attendant was you expressing a deeper something deeper inside you.
Right.
Of like, I want to go to other places. I want to discover
Exactly.
who I am, like outside of this place. So I love it. I love it. Okay. So then what happened after that? Give us, walk us through your journey from wanting to be a flight attendant.
Yeah.
What happened then?
So exactly. So I have the chance to do like a internship as a flight
Mhm.
attendant.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized that there is more for me. Like
Okay.
I didn't reach to the need that I wanted, like
Okay.
to really exchange with people
Mm-hmm.
and really get to know if like other culture, like really explore. So that's allowed me to realize that I didn't want anymore to become a flight attendant,
Mm-hmm.
but I can like travel by myself
Mm-hmm.
and really go in the real exchange, go to, for example, in the foreigner country and live with the family, directly with the family, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have another chance to do an internship in Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
Be far away, you know, it was really a big travel for me where
Mm-hmm.
I will really discover a new continent.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
was not like the European that we know that I grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
Being there in Asia really make me realizing that there is no only one culture that
Yes.
define you.
Okay.
Really, at this moment, I realized that okay, I'm not only French, I'm also Angolan, so I can be whatever I want. Like
Right.
it's up to me to define myself, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
And being another culture that is really different from where I grew up in France, make me realize that okay, there is other culture that can define you.
So being in a third culture entirely gave you that perspective.
Exactly. Give me a new perspective of myself.
Okay.
What I want
Okay.
to be, how I want the people to see me, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
and what I can show to the people about, you know, my identity. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
for that, I really to be more open to the world, like really travel more and get to the point like, okay, I want to learn, like to embrace my own culture, like the Angolan one. So it all starts with being part of a new culture. For
Mm-hmm.
example, in Angola, we have a really great dancing identity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We have Afro House, we have samba.
Yes. I'm still looking for where the Angolans party here because I'm like, guys, please call me. Like, where are we dancing?
Exactly. We are the best. I have to say, we are the best for that. If you have a
Comparatively so.
party, exactly. If you need enjoyment, just call us. We are the best.
Gisela, there's so many things interesting about what you said. So you were sort of discovering your own identity beyond this after being thrust into a new culture when you were so young. So your formative years are so important and the things that happened in that time make an impression on you. But then you are coming out of that with like, wait, I belong somewhere else. And being in an entirely third culture gave you that perspective. And I think one thing that's the beauty of travel. So I'm also someone who is now in my third culture
Mm-hmm.
after like being born in Zimbabwe and then you're doing America. And now I am actually Dutch on paper as well. And part of the experience is that it made me even more rooted in my origin culture than
Mm-hmm.
anything else. And I also accept
Exactly.
being a mashup of things. I'm like, it's okay. And I don't have to be one thing at all. The second thing you triggered me to think about was the phenomenon of the French football players. And there's
True.
always been this huge debate about their identity because all Africans are so proud of them,
Yeah.
and we root for them during the World Cup, but they're also like French. And
Yeah, exactly.
Did you ever experience this conversation at all?
Not really, but I can imagine like the stories that we can hear in the social network. But the thing I was like confront this multicultural also growing up and when I start to go to university, because where I grew up in France, in my foster family, French foster family, it was a small city, and I was literally the only one black girl. I think one will be alone. So the fact that I confront myself to other culture, like other African culture,
Right.
was in the university, and I really realized like us as we have double nationality, and in France, it's a beautiful country, but people are really also proud of and proud of for their own country, nationality, sorry. That's as foreigner people, we also wanted to show them that we are here. We are also like French, but also African, like, So yeah, sometimes it will be a little bit polemic,
Yeah.
if I can say, but at the end, like now, I think also the people are more open to
Yeah.
okay to have a double nationality, like you said, to be like
Yeah, so embracing all of the identities inside you, right? As a whole.
exactly.
I love it. I love it. So where did this journey take you? So you did Vietnam
So
and you're like, hey, it's just continuing to open up your perspective on this, right? What was your
exactly.
next move from there?
So from them, so I know I continue my study in France and also have opportunity to do an Erasmus in Spain.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, meet people from all around the world,
Mm-hmm.
from Mexican, Colombia,
Mm-hmm.
which are also connected to the Angolan part
Mm-hmm.
somehow because of the dancing, because of the like Brazilian, for example, we have
Yeah.
the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
capoeira.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Was
Mm-hmm.
obviously also created by the Angolan slave at the time of colonialism.
Ah.
So I also learn also about more the Angolan culture by others, like the friends that I made all around the world. Growing up, when I finished my study, my master, I wanted to be more close to the Angolan, but also Portuguese speaking countries. So that's allowed me to
Mm-hmm.
go and live in Lisbon, where I'm right now. I live in
This
Lisbon
is how you
since
came to
6 years.
Lisbon.
Exactly. So now I'm a Lisboet, as you said in
Wait,
French.
what is it called?
Lisboet. Lisboet.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, so so then you came to Lisbon. Was it like by yourself, or did you have like a job there? Like, what was the transition like for you?
I finished my master. After that, I wanted to have like experience abroad. An
Mm-hmm.
experience, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be a short time.
Mm-hmm.
I had an opportunity to start as a customer care
Mm-hmm.
in a call center.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I get the job, and also like wanted to be part of something bigger than me.
Mm-hmm.
So from that, I start to join a dancing group,
Okay. Okay. Uh-huh.
and yeah, exactly. And from that, I like built a strong dancing identity with other Angolan friends also, and from other nationality also.
Mm-hmm.
So it was also part of the process for me, like to find my own identity and
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
be be part of the Angolan identity that I have. So
Yes. Yeah, and dance brought you that perspective. Okay,
exactly.
so tell us about your dance. Tell us about your company, your organization. What do you do? Where are you dancing?
So I start with the most popular dancing class here called
Mm-hmm.
Jazzy. So I
Okay.
integrate, I integrate like courses.
Mm-hmm.
It was twice per week. So I would do
Okay.
Afro House, Kuduro, Samba. For
Mm-hmm.
those who don't know, Samba is a partner
Okay.
dancing style. It's a bit more quicker than the Kizomba. Kizomba is more
Okay.
sensual, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, my week will go training twice per week. After work, we will do also some outside training outside the school with friends, and also go to social dancing, for example.
Uh,
That's really like to meet new people and
yeah.
know new skills, etc. Nowadays, I only focus on house, and I'm part of this community now called House Lab, where I
Okay.
make the most devoted people, and the one people in particularly who change my perspective of house and the dancing and the sharing part.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole community is really helpful,
Yeah.
like rewarding, and we do some events. We just
Mm-hmm.
gather, we will dance, we will exchange, we will connect.
Mm-hmm.
It's really one word that defines us. The connection we have to dance
Mm-hmm.
is really
Mm-hmm.
unforgettable. Like there is no word to describe it.
For you.
Right? And yeah, is really like it's become a family.
It become a
To
family
be
for
a
you.
it's true.
You're watching the BsquaredC podcast, the Black Woman Corporate Career Blueprint. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Now back to the episode. It's
Exactly.
like your chosen family, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we will also do like support each other in the other project, personal project,
Mm-hmm.
and also do
Mm-hmm.
battles.
Uh-huh.
This can into a lot of stress, but with the community besides you, it felt just really fun, much
I love
fun.
it. I love it. So it's giving you community in Lisbon. It's helping you reconnect to your identity or continue to reconnect to your African identity, right? And sounds joyous. Just like the way you talk about it seems like it gives you lots of joy, and I love it for you.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah,
You have to balance because the world of work, it's not easy, so kind of exhausting. But one
absolutely.
thing is when I was doing the house dancing classes, it would be also twice per week. Every time I enter to the class, I will be exhausting, because
Mm-hmm.
it will be after work. I will be like physically but mentally exhausting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But after the class, like you just forgot everything.
Lifts you.
Your
The class.
exactly. Your brain is filled with joy, with
Mm-hmm.
happiness, with a lot of energy that you
Yeah.
gain from the others
Yeah.
dancer
Yeah.
member.
Oh,
So
I love it.
I
And
really recommend
highly recommend
everyone.
it. So I think for me, the lesson is, so I resonate with that message so much, right? So for example, for me, BsquaredC is my creative outlet that, I love so much to come to, and it gives me so much good energy. But also it has given me community, right? Meeting all of you guys all over the world. It gives me inspiration. And I think that you are right when you connect it back to how exhausting the corporate world can be, especially as a Black woman, right? It can be like physically and emotionally exhausting, and you need to anchor yourself somewhere else,
Exactly.
in your life. And for you, it's dance. And for me, it's like storytelling. And again, for me, the key is community with Black women or
Mhm.
like Black people in general. And you are doing the same with your dance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a way to freedom. Another way to express also your
Yes.
body, your mind.
Yes. I love it. I love it. Okay. Okay. No, I like you said, highly recommend, right? Because people are always asking about how can they cope? How can, you know what I mean? And there's the part where you are exhausted when you leave work, but it's like also find the things that give you energy outside of that, right? Work is not your whole identity. Find things that give you energy, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I read somewhere about a book about self-development,
Mm-hmm.
that in the world, like you need at least 4 different activities that will balance your life.
Oh.
You need one activity that will help you to embrace your spirituality,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
another one for your creativity.
Mm-hmm.
The third one is the one that you will bring you money because you
Okay.
all need
Gotta get
money.
paid. We got bills to pay and apartments to pay for, okay?
Exactly. We all have bills to pay.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one was the physical one,
Okay.
like to, keep your body in the good fit, in the
Mm-hmm.
good
Mm-hmm.
shape.
And you can combine
So
some
you
of those,
combine
right?
exactly. You can combine the four. Like you have to combine the first, the four,
Mm-hmm.
and it can be one activity or have all together.
Yes. Okay. Wait, let's repeat that again so that our audience really captures this, right? So the first is something that feeds you spiritually.
Exactly.
And then the second is, did you say creatively?
Is creativity.
Creativity. And the third is, well, financially, right? Get paid. And the last one is physically.
Exactly.
Amazing. Which book is that? Or was it an article or a book?
Had kind of try to remember,
Okay.
but I don't.
It's a
But
jam.
one book I can recommend that my friend borrowed me. It was in French though, but I think you can find the translation.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Is by Anthony Neville.
Okay.
French is Il suffit d'une rencontre. So if I translate it, is you only need one encounter.
You
And
only
the
need
book,
one encounter. Okay. Okay.
exactly. And the book it's all about self-development.
Mm-hmm.
And so the story is one guy married with kids
Mm-hmm.
with like a work that it's fine, but it's not thriving him, like,
Mm-hmm.
not he's not inspired anymore, and is arriving in this life that in like he's not happy anymore with what he has.
Mm-hmm.
So he met someone
Mm-hmm.
who will change his perspective of life. And it
Oh.
will taught him 19
Mm-hmm.
about self-development. And one of lesson that I really love and that I try to by myself to find it is you have to find something that help the world, like, or inspire the world
Mm-hmm.
to be really in the best, like will give you your best version
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The best version of you. Okay.
of you.
Good recommendation. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
And it's
Great.
only need one encounter.
All you need is one encounter. Okay, okay. We would definitely put it in the show notes as well, so people can have a look at it and see. Gisela, let's come back into sort of your well, what gives you money financially, right? Of the four elements of life. So you started then off in customer service, and then what was the path to where you are right now?
So yeah, I started in the customer service
Mm.
for a company that I'm not working anymore.
Okay.
Now I work as at Uber
Mm-hmm.
as a business coach.
Okay.
I'm this company for yeah, almost 6 years now.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
I kind of like built myself there also because I start at Uber. I was with no experience in customer service. And I think my like the Gisela back then was more into herself,
Okay.
working more on like what can I uh improve that only, is in me,
Okay.
and starting to gain more confidence,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um, and also connect with the other people from the company. I try to also to gain more experience and work with the manager in order to, with my skills,
Mm-hmm.
get to the part that I can share my skills to other and coach and try to, help other employee to
Okay.
get also the amount of confidence.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I started at customer service. Then I get promoted to at the time was account manager,
Mm-hmm.
and also I will be part of a new project
Okay.
that's really helped me to grow fast
Mm-hmm.
in the short time, where we have to build the whole project. It was about make the application more electric, like
Okay.
with the most electric cars.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And finally, where I'm right now is a business coach,
Okay.
where I find myself really thriving
In
in
this
this
role.
position, yeah, where I can empower other people to be at their best version of themselves, like
Right. Okay.
in the
Okay.
position.
Interesting. So, a couple of follow-up questions. So, you talked about building yourself up in Uber, right? If you were to name like two things that helped you in that journey, what would they be?
And communication.
Communication.
Yes, it's very important to set your how can I say that, your ambition, to develop them with your manager.
Okay.
And the second one will be mentor.
Okay.
Find a mentor in the company that
Mm-hmm.
can help you build up,
Mm-hmm.
help you in this set of competency that are missing,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
how you can express them, how you can, development and train yourself
Mm-hmm.
within the company.
Okay. Okay.
So the word will be communication and
And
mentor.
mentorship. Follow up question on that. So, one of the key things that we have discussed with other guests, right, is of course, a manager makes or breaks your career, right? So, it seems like you had a good manager. Or you've had good managers, and that you felt safe enough to express yourself and also your ambitions, right? Because that not everyone experiences that
Yeah.
as a whole. So, what is one thing that made the manager you had like a good manager? Or what
I think
helped you connect with them so well that they could, like, again, managers are supposed to be the ones who grow you, right? But that is not happening everywhere
mhm,
for a lot of people. So I'm so curious about your experience there.
it will be like, I will be truth by saying
Mhm.
not all my manager like who could coach me didn't offer the amount of mentorship that I need.
Okay.
But for those who did, is because they see myself through their, like, had me perspective,
Okay.
you know. So somehow they will push you
Mm-hmm.
uh to you know go further
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
beyond that you you can do or you are expecting to do.
Okay.
I don't know if it's very clear, but
Right. So they
yeah,
understood your perspective. Is that
yeah,
right? Okay.
exactly.
This is such an important point, Gisela. I didn't want to just graze over it because there is people are having diverse experiences out there. I've had my fair share of also what I can call bad managers, right? And it's so critical, especially for people like us, because it makes or breaks your career. And I think I always also felt the pressure that like I have to succeed. And very different from, for example, my Dutch colleagues sitting next to me, the kind of pressure they felt to do well. And when you meet a manager who doesn't support you, the impact is much bigger. I thought it would be much bigger on me. At the time, it would be like, I will lose my job. I will lose my visa. I will like all of these things that I needed to worry about beyond that. So that's why I was asking this question and want to be clear also for our audience, right? That this just doesn't happen for everyone. And, to hear that you had some good experiences that helped you to move along. That's amazing. I love that for you. Okay. Secondly,
Yeah, and I wish
yeah, go ahead.
no, I wish everyone could express that, like could
Yes.
experience also.
Yeah, super important. Now, let's touch on the mentoring a bit. The mentors that you had, how did you get them? Did you approach them yourself? Was there structure in the company to help you with this? How did you find mentors that helped your career?
Well, yeah, as I said, communication
Mm-hmm.
is key So when you have your one-one, is the moment to express them. Like,
Okay.
as I'm doing right now, I will start in January a new courses,
Okay.
user experience, design. Said to my manager actually that I'm building this amount of skills that I
Mm-hmm.
want to become this product manager
Mm-hmm.
in this month timeline.
Okay.
I will work on these tools, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
and that I want to also bring to my actually work.
Mm-hmm.
Because one thing that I realize that is the connection that are between business coach
Mm-hmm.
and designing user experience. It's
Mm-hmm.
all about bringing the best user experience and also having a problem solution
Okay.
to a problem,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So there is connection. So once I connected that, I thought, okay, there is part of the new training that I will do that
Mm-hmm.
I can bring my actual work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't need to wait until I reach a company that will offer me a job as a product designer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
bring what I learn or what I'm learning in my actual work.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I make it very clear to my manager. Okay, it's really also important for me to have accurate, like not only fictive project, but
Uh-huh.
real project that will also help for my portfolio,
Mm-hmm.
and also I to bring a better experience to my coworker,
Mm-hmm.
because it's all connected. If you
Right.
find the connection,
Mm-hmm.
like the idea will come up to your mind.
Indeed.
So as I'm really interested on experience, and I express to myself, like think to myself, okay, what can I improve in my actual role?
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
also bring more efficiency in my actual work. So I did the same. I did the reflection, and I come with some of the idea that I discussed with my manager.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I said like, okay, that will be very interesting for me, like to get some feedback
Mm-hmm.
from my peers with my coworkers. So, but it won't be, I can do it alone. So I need your help, right? It's, I need your help. So yeah, it's like that. I came with the mentorship and the idea of
Mm-hmm.
like to have some help
Yeah.
from my manager.
I love it. Such solid gems, Gisela, because it's key, right? Like you
It's
expressed your needs very clearly to the people around you and the people that you met, right? That's one. I also love the part where you connected it to your current work, right? I think most of the time, especially for your current manager to support you, whatever you want to do has to be adding, or at least most of the time for to get easier buy-in from them. It's like it has to connect to your current work.
exactly.
So making that
Exactly.
connection is super important. And yeah, I mean, as a storyteller, I appreciate these sentiments so much. No, because I do storytelling coaching for a couple. I've done, I have a couple of clients so far that I've done with out there, and it's just like the power of being able to represent yourself and who you are, and to show up, in the best way possible for the different opportunities around you. Just this is not just gonna come. Like opportunities are not going to fall in your lap. You have to identify them, and then you have to be able to communicate your needs to them.
Like one other thing that I learned from this book that I was talking about.
Huh?
If you want to change something,
Mm-hmm.
change become no sorry change is a movement.
Ah.
If you Yeah, exactly, if
Mm-hmm.
you want something to change, you have to express it,
Yeah.
and you have to like move like
You
to
have to move
action.
yourself. Yeah. Yeah. You also have to be. Oh, I
And
love
one thing
that.
just I wanted to add about the manager relation, like the mentorship, is of course, as are in the business environment,
Mm-hmm.
you have to, when you come up with an idea to your manager, or project, for example, you have make it clear what are the benefits for
Mm-hmm.
them, not
Mm-hmm.
only for you, for them also,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
This
Mm-hmm.
way they are also, okay, so she's doing that for herself, but it will be also good for the company.
I see. I see. Okay. Okay. Gisela, girl. These gems, and they're so important in many, many ways. I really appreciate you sharing this. All right. You're watching the BsquaredC podcast, the Black Woman Corporate Career Blueprint. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Now back to the episode. So the new journey is going to be in UX design. So what have you done so far, and what's happening in 2026 with you and this topic?
Well, so far, good, really golden connections.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've been, because, so I have to tell you,
Mm-hmm.
November was my sabbatical month.
Okay.
So October, this is gold.
Okay.
This is gold. Like when you reach the 5 years in
Uh-huh.
the company, you get 1 month of sabbatical.
Really? That's really cool.
It's really appreciated.
Very nice.
Really, really.
Got to do that. Yes.
So
Okay.
during this month,
Sabbatical month.
exactly. So during this month, during November, I participate to a lot of events
Mm-hmm.
related to UX design, product design, etc. I went to Berlin.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he did.
So I've been learning a lot, trying to also participate to some projects.
Mm-hmm.
The one that really confirmed my interest in the UX design is we did a marathon, like
Mm-hmm.
a full weekend marathon, where we will design a new public service, scratch.
Okay.
No,
Wow.
exactly. So it was really challenging. And I realized at this point that I really like the interviews part,
Okay.
like to go deeper in the user mindset, like with the
Mm-hmm.
user, and try to really understand their needs.
Mm-hmm.
Of connected on what I'm doing as a business coach. So I coach people individual level, but also in the groups. So far, I learned a lot about UX design. That the part of your user research is kind of connected to what I'm doing right now as a business coach. Also, it's all about the human,
Mm-hmm.
with the new technology going on with the AI, is all tools that also helps you to be more efficient, quicker, which allow you to really focus on the part of the human dimension, with the empathy. And it's a new word. It's an exciting word
Mm-hmm.
that like I can't wait to learn more and
Yeah.
yeah, in January, starting in January, I will start a new course. So that's 5 months, and it's connected to real cases. That like some study cases from a company,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
coming, discuss about the real struggles. Yeah, and I can wait
Yeah.
all this. I must say it because all these events where I've been to is thanks to also another community that I integrate really recently. One is a full 100% woman. Exactly.
Very cool.
That the name is Lady That's UX in Lisbon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love
So
it.
really, they're really helpful. Like they're
Okay.
really
Good.
here to recommend anything that you might need.
Amazing. Are they only in Lisbon, or are they also in other cities?
There is another one in Porto, north of Portugal. And if I'm not mistaken, there is another one in Brazil.
Very nice. I love it. I love it. Okay, the course you will be doing, is it a certificate program or yes, a master's? What's the structure of it?
So the structure, so we will have different models.
Okay.
One of them is, for example, master the user research
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
tools that are implemented with AI. There is also for example, this I'm not really common with the name
Yeah.
yet.
Not yet, but you will be. Yes.
The design systems.
Okay.
This one is, I already know this one will be really challenging for me.
Okay.
So yeah, it will be 4 months.
Okay.
Like we will they will teach us the theoretical part,
And then the
with the
practical.
practical part. Exactly. The last month, it will be like a real company, us study case,
Okay.
to us to design the whole user experience.
Love it. So you'll be doing it next to your job, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. And what I'm trying to uncover here too is, so it's like, how do you find these types of opportunities, right? And how do you configure them next to your job? But also, did you manage to get your company to help you pay for this?
That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
So far, I didn't have the answer yet.
Okay. But
Yeah,
you asked.
but I asked.
Okay.
So it's in the process.
Yes.
But I know there is a part of the Portugal government
Hmm.
that can help you.
Uh,
Yeah, that's good to pay
okay.
the certificate.
I
Yeah,
love it. Okay.
we
So
have some help from the government.
So to summarize this part, right, you developed an interest in UX design and you've already done a couple of really cool things around it. You found community for it. One and two, now you will be engaged in a course that you will be doing whilst you do your job. And another thing that a lot of people definitely struggle with is how to pay for these opportunities, right? So I know in my company, there is actually a development budget for everyone. Lots of people actually don't know that it exists and that you can ask, right? So good to always know that those type of things about your company, but also for you, you are recognizing that they are external ways to pay for this. So it's an investment, right? To take on this kind of course of your time, but also money is a big thing that lots of people don't end up doing this type of things for. So good to hear your experience with it, Gisela.
Thank you.
Yeah. So exciting. We're rooting for you, girl.
Thank you. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. Like starts.
Yeah. To start and get into it a little bit more. Okay. So maybe can you talk a little bit about where you see yourself going with this?
So that's a good one. That's a good question, because I was reflecting myself with all the experience that I have, all the identity parts that I'm still processing. I think is something that you have to build yourself through the years. Like you reach one point and that's it. It's a whole process, right? So if I connect everything that I've been experiencing and building, my identity, my passion, the work, I can come to the point that if I can work in a dancing environment, or in a cultural environment where I can uh like help other, or either to find their own culture, or either to find their own passion. That even it can be intense. Like it could be an environment where I can put myself and see myself growing on, really express how my whole passion, identity, all of bring to that.
Yeah, into that environment. Wow. Okay.
See, I don't know which company or which
Yes.
can be exactly, but yeah.
I have had moments where I think I'm still in the place of like the job I want to do. I don't think it exists yet.
Yeah. Like maybe it's something like I can create.
Maybe you're going to be the one to create it. Who knows? Right. Maybe you'll be the one to create it, but I love it. I love just the bringing together of your experiences with your own identity and then also this technical thing that you love to do and learn about. And I'm so curious where this is going to end up.
I'm too. I'm too.
Oh my
But
God.
like,
Gisela, well, thank you. Well, this has been so wonderful. Thank you for sharing your journey and your experiences with all of us. Maybe a couple of questions to wrap up our conversation, you already talked about this book that you love so much, that has taught you so much. Do you have another book to share with us? Because I think I want to drink from the fountain of Gisela as much as possible right now. So a book, another different book that you loved, and why?
I don't like. There is a book, but I didn't read yet.
Okay.
It's more the personality that I would love, and I
Mm-hmm.
know this person like did a book.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is Viola Davis.
Okay. Okay. Her biography.
Exactly, their biography. Like I didn't have the chance yet to read the biography.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to read it in French.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I saw only in English,
At this.
but the personality of Viola Davis really inspired me
Mm-hmm.
because of course I'm an introvert, so I was struggling with the communication, like the
Mm-hmm.
public communication. So and listen to her, like the words, the speech, her speech, also inspiring. Like
Mm-hmm.
the way she will speak, and also her personal life, personal history, because she came from a really poor
Mm-hmm.
family,
Background. Mm-hmm.
make
Mm-hmm.
and exactly background. She fight for the others, and she
Mm-hmm.
she really make that situation, that background or mentor to
Mm-hmm.
really grow and build herself in the world, that she became the first Afro-American actor to have
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
rewards. So she inspired me a lot in the way she communicates with
Mm-hmm.
others. She's so
Yeah. She's an icon. She's an icon. Now I need to put it on my. I didn't know that she wrote biography. So
yeah. I think the title inside me. Yeah.
okay, good to know. Good to know. All right, Gisela, can you tell me about a Black woman, or a woman that inspires you, and why?
So this will be more personal.
Okay, go
I think
ahead.
two women, yeah, exactly. Two women inspired me. As I said, I grew up in a foster family, a French one.
Mm-hmm.
And so her name is Nicole,
Mm-hmm.
and she was a mom for me.
Mm-hmm.
She raised me like in the way that I think like any foster family could,
Okay.
because it's a barrier between be a foster family and be a family that adopt
Mm-hmm.
kid or child, right?
Mm-hmm.
She tried the best, of course. Maybe there was some mistake, but
Mm-hmm.
I think just the way that she cooked, she take care of us,
Mm-hmm.
me and my brother, was one of the way that she shows love,
Okay.
and that I also have in me. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
we have different way to show love.
Yes.
For me, it's also like cook a good meal
Mm-hmm.
for my friends, my beloved one.
Yes.
Yeah, and our passion is something that also inspire me. And the second woman, of course, is my biologic mom.
Mm-hmm.
She has the strength of uh, a lion.
Yes.
Uh, she's a fighter. She's a protector. She
Mm-hmm.
protects her the way she could. So it's definitely one thing that I'm inspired by. So
Yeah.
to be a care person, a protector,
Yeah.
a devotee.
Protector. That's so beautiful, Gisela. I love this. Thanks for sharing with us. Okay, so to wrap up our interview, finally, can you tell us three pieces of advice that you have for other Black women out there?
So the first one will be whatever you are, like in the place where you will feel different.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Well, people will not have the same vision,
Okay.
will not have the same background, or even will not understand you because they only have one like model of life.
Mm-hmm.
So if you came from two different backgrounds, two really opposite background,
Mm-hmm.
it's okay to be different. Embrace it in
Mm-hmm.
your own way. Take time. There is no rush. Everyone have his own life to live in this world, and it's up to you to define it the way you want. And yeah, enjoy life, dance,
Do all the travel everywhere.
travel, and yeah, be open-minded.
Right.
That's it.
Okay. So the first one is if you are in an environment where people they have one model of life or something, like it's okay.
It's okay.
You will find yourself. Right?
Exactly.
And what was the distinct second one?
Be open to life. Travel, for example. Be curious about life. What can help you?
Yeah.
And the last one is enjoy yourself. Just be yourself. Do the thing that you like.
Yes. I love that. I appreciate this so much. Gisela, again, thank you so much for coming onto BsquaredC and sharing your story and your perspectives. The goal of this podcast is to just show other Black women out there are many ways to be. Right. And I just loved so much of your story around, identity, finding yourself and, creating the opportunities that you want, leveraging community. I loved that, resonate with that so much. And then definitely in your career, like at the end there, you're like, I'm an introvert. I was like, really? Because we talk a lot about communicating your needs, right? So I'm recognizing that it may not have come naturally to you, so you've had to learn it.
Exactly.
And that's admirable. You learned the skill that has continued to help you in your career. So I am wishing you so much luck in this new chapter. Excited for you. Lisbon is one of my favorite cities. When we met, I was telling you that I was just there, right? So next time I'm excited for a Gisela date.
Gisela 2.0.
Yes, I would definitely give you a call so we meet up as a whole. But thank you again so much for this conversation.
No, thank you, Nancy, for this opportunity, to also make the space for me, to share my perspective, as you said, my vision, and I hope it will inspire some other Black girls up there. So really glad to be here and to share with you doing this podcast.
Well, have a fantastic day.
Thank you. You too. See you next time.
That's it from me this month. Thank you for tuning in to yet another inspirational conversation on the career journeys of Black women in the corporate world. Come over to the BsquaredC LinkedIn, Instagram page, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Lastly, you can also make a small donation to keep this podcast going. You can buy me a coffee or a wine with the link in the show notes. For now, I am your host, Nancy, and to the Black women out there, keep making bold moves and keep taking up space.